I kind of want to watch it in black and white.
Same.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Dude, the whole if we're gonna start it.
I was gonna like speaking of Big Daddy's in that aesthetic, because it technically is in that time period of Art Deco-ness.
It is.
Speaking of big neighbor Totoro,
Do you want to like do the opening like we always do?
Welcome everybody to Reincarnated as a podcaster,
episode 54.
I am your host. Yes, episode 54. The Ed Boy.
I'm Forrest.
And these are the other broskies.
Yeah. It's Eddie and the boys today.
Forrest and the Bob.
Forrest and the Bobs.
Forrest and a Bob.
I like that podcast.
Bob and the Forrest.
And the
No, Bob's not in no forest. No one's in no forest.
Today, we are talking about Guillermo del Toro's new movie, Nightmare Alley.
Pinocchio. Oh, my bad.
I saw the teaser for that. That's not coming out till like next year.
I saw another Pinocchio teaser and I'm like, wow, this is straight garbage. It wasn't Guillermo's. I thought it was at first. I was like, bro, he made this. This is garbage.
No, it's the other one.
Okay.
Which it made me happy just hear the voice of freaking Obi-Wan as Jiminy Cricket, because that's who it is. But yes,
Damn, way to spoil it.
was that spoiling it? The cast is out there in
Who's
the ether.
Pinocchio?
I don't remember.
Timothy Chalamet. I knew it.
Maybe I know there's a lot of people in that movie,
Oh,
but like this movie.
Yeah,
a lot.
this movie had
they had a surprise Willem Dafoe.
Oh, I knew he was going to be in there.
I didn't read who was in it. I just knew what's his name,
Eddie knew everything about the movie before he watched
the main
movie.
guy.
Bradley Cooper.
I only knew Bradley Cooper's in it. I have to watch it.
It was originally supposed to be Leo,
What?
but because of weird constraints on scheduling, he
Which
had to
makes
drop
sense.
out. So it became Bradley Cooper.
I don't know how I feel about that.
You think it would have been better with
I don't
Leo?
know. I don't
think it would have made a difference.
I love Leo.
I love
know he's-
Leo,
must be a
but-
bias,
Yeah,
but I also love Bradley Cooper.
I thought he did fine in this film.
I thought he did
He did
fine with
fantastic.
for what his character is or supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
He did fine. So this movie, Nightmare Alley, is a recreation of a 1957 film, I think.
Fact check him.
As usual, he doesn't come up with anything original.
He's just adaptation.
What do you mean?
Pacific Rim was pretty original.
What, the second one?
No.
No, he didn't do that. Damn, you were right.
What?
47.
1947.
Nice.
Damn,
This is a
you
big
were right.
brain one over
Big
here.
brain. It's based on a 1947 noir film of the same name,
Yeah.
based on a book from that time period. And yeah, this is Guillermo's first run in with noir.
Kind of.
Kind of. I mean, some of
I'd
his.
say the C1 is noir. I'd say.
I heard
all his
noir,
movies
and it
noir.
was not
No.
noir. When I think of like a noir film, it's
think
more
of
like a
detective.
detectives and like a.
Because if you're going to say noir, all his films are noir then. If you're going off a time period.
No. Because it's not necessarily time period.
Unless I have my
'Cause-
definition of noir wrong.
I mean, so it just
no
so
inner
happens.
monologue.
It just so that's the one
Yeah.
that's the thing that it doesn't really have. Like so noir in itself, if you think about like that genre from that time period, is a little bit more expansive
Sure.
than just like the detective story.
Yeah.
Even though that is a good like idea of things like the Maltese Falcon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, things in the era of like Casablanca is also kind of in that, and that
Yeah.
has nothing to do like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider that noir.
I was watching like, so where's the detective? I thought he was the detective. He's not a detective.
No,
No.
Where's the inner monologue? It's in it.
there's no inner monologue.
Yeah.
Where's the rainy Oh, wait, there's a lot of those.
Yeah. But yeah, there isn't a little bit of that. But I mean, this is like his first, I guess, it's one of the few like real adaptations he has that wasn't like comic book based either.
Yeah.
Because everything else he's done has been fairly original in its own right. And this is the first time he's ever adapted something that already existed, rebooted.
Adapted
it,
a
right?
movie
A
of
movie,
something.
yeah,
Says
exactly.
Pinocchio?
He's adapted everything, if you really think about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Except Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Didn't he write Pants Labyrinth?
Yeah, he wrote Pants.
Did he write that one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Devil's Backbone's also his. Shape of Water is also his.
Fuck that movie. I watched the better version of it.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Watch it. You can't say shit until you watch
Okay.
it.
Which
Okay.
one was it?
The one with the lighthouse.
Ah,
It's two movies that are better flipped.
it's like The Lighthouse and Shape of Water in one movie.
Mm-hmm.
on Amazon Prime, I think.
No, I think it was.
No,
on,
it was on the other one.
Shutter.
Shutter, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So, this movie. First thoughts.
Wait, before we go too far, you know how we talked about the black and white? Might
Yes.
as well talk about it now. I do not think this movie will be better in black and white because I think the color in the first half is so important to the backgrounds.
Yeah.
And then the middle part in the ending, I don't think it would have done anything for the movie.
No, I mean, I think he did it just stylistically.
To make it more of a noir film.
I mean, this is something I just noticed as a person who watches a lot. The way it's filmed and the way he does lighting was made specifically to show up in a black and white film like it would have at the time.
It makes sense.
Yeah, and it's funny because there's like shots that I'm like, oh, this is a noir shot.
Yeah.
This is something I would have seen in a black and white film in the early 50s.
He took parts of that he wanted for the noir. But
I mean, at that point, it's just a stylistic choice. I mean, he did the cinematography and he did like lighting and everything to make that possible and still look good.
Yeah.
But I do agree, like the way he does, Guillermo's very good at like color theory in a lot of his movies.
Yeah.
And like the way he uses that here works out really well. So I mean, it'd almost be a shame to lose some of that.
Yeah,
I would watch it again in black and white.
I don't think so. I think it takes away a lot of the.
I mean, I would do it anyway, just cause. But I understand that. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so on that. First thoughts of this film.
I really liked it.
I thought it was decent.
I enjoyed it. So this thing. Like after I finished watching it, because I loved it while watching it.
Yeah.
And then after I had to think about it, I'm like, okay, we're gonna pull some of my biases apart. Because obviously just like the time period and the way things are done. I mean, I love the atmosphere of this film.
Eddie first watch, he was like, it's a 10. Nothing was wrong with this film. I'm saying, no.
No, I had to like pull it apart a little afterwards because I'm like, okay, I have to think about this a little more than just like the giant Guillermo fanboy I am.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not. I don't think it's his best work.
No, not
like
close.
there's parts of this movie I enjoy quite a bit, and then there's others that I do feel it feels a little bland in places, and it, like
So that second act,
it doesn't hit quite the same.
I'll give you like my kind of score-ish.
Okay.
Of when I was during the film I'm watching it. First act, like a 10. I think it's amazing. Second act, like a 4. Maybe even lower.
Man, that makes sense.
Last act, probably back to like an 8.
Yeah. I mean, the middle. That's the thing. It's like the middle act is a little hard to get through.
It's slow.
Yeah.
Very like it's necessary to have the ending act.
Yeah. It's the build up to that last
But
act.
I think they could have built it up in a way different way.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the only other thing, it's like, because what's hard to me is watching this movie after watching the original. The original kind of is similar. It's not as long.
Okay.
Right? I think it doesn't spend as much time at the beginning that this movie does. So it spends more time
in the
middle.
Ooh, fuck that.
Uh-huh.
I would have hated this film then.
Uh-huh. So, I mean, and it's not, and there's some things that obviously are different in the way things are kind of like structured.
Mm-hmm.
The older film is a lot nicer to its characters than this movie is.
I hate the ending of the original though.
Yeah, that's what
it's
I mean.
very forgiving. I guess
that's what I meant. Yeah,
yeah.
Because like he ends up as I guess spoilers, right?
Spoilers.
The original one.
Huh?
Yeah.
Of the original one?
yeah.
They finish the same, right? But there's an extra scene after.
Okay.
He gets saved
By his ex-wife.
by the ex.
Really?
Because she works at that same carnival that he becomes a geek at.
Yeah.
And she kind of saves him out.
Oh,
And that's kind of like a forgiveness kind of thing.
Out.
Yeah, that kind of just ruins the original for me.
Like, that was the thing. That's like I said, it's a lot more forgiving with its characters than this movie is. And it's funny because the way this movie's structured and the way even the foreshadowing in the beginning sets up, I believe the ending is kind of great where it ends.
I really like how it ends because it just brings it full circle.
Yeah,
Like a great tragedy.
That's what I said. I think
it's
the
really
ending
good.
is amazing for this.
And that's that's kind of like what this film is. And then again, I feel like that's what a lot of like that time period of noir film is.
Was the ending?
No, well, it's not just like the mood and everything. It's the idea that you're going to use basic archetypes from like almost in essence, it's very much a Greek tragedy-esque.
Yeah.
That you're gonna pull that, and that is the story you're gonna tell, right? Because I remember when I was reading reviews and stuff for this film, and they're like, "Oh, it's predictable," and I'm like, "Of course it is," right? I mean, it's meant to be.
Yeah, they give you clues throughout the whole movie that's how it's
like
gonna
the
end.
foreshadowing so ham-fisted at the beginning. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard not to see where it's gonna go. But then again, like I feel like so many noir films, that's kind of what it is anyway. You know where a lot of it's going because it's trying to just tell these basic archetypal stories.
Yeah.
With like this Greek tragedy element. You already know where the Greek tragedy is going to end up at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the details are a little
But I don't think that's
funny.
the issue at all with this
Yeah.
movie.
No, I mean the middle part's a little slow, but
Very slow. What do you think of it completely? Like,
so I mean the middle is kind of the only part of the film I did check out a little bit. Because the beginning,
that's
I'm
like
like
an hour and a half of the movie.
Because the beginning, I'm like, I'm fucking in.
Yeah.
I'm in this film.
Yeah,
Let's
by the
go.
middle, I'm like, I'm gonna pull out my phone now.
No,
And then like it's slowly, you could start seeing the buildup, and you're like, all right, let's go. I'm in for the last part again. I'm ready to white knuckle it at the end. A little.
my issue was I was so out of the middle part that it took me a lot to get back into the ending. Like I know it went from 0 to 100 really quickly.
Yeah.
But by the time I went there, I was just like,
I think by the time I got back into it, after they're like, oh, so okay, spoilers anyway.
We're gonna
So-
spoil the
yeah,
whole
yeah,
thing
yeah.
from here on in.
So it was from when he runs away with the one girl from the carnival.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm gonna give you everything.
Yeah.
Kind of checked out on that part, and then came back in after one of his shows, where
This is the Kate Blanchett show.
and then he's just like, oh, you have a gun, or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
He's like, oh, bitch, I do.
I thought that was cool. Like I thought that was cool, but then I checked out again.
And that's when I checked in. And I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen? Oh, this happening. Oh, okay.
Because I mean, every character here kind of like fits that archetype at some point.
Yeah.
And that's it's like I mean, noir films aren't like the most riveting films while you're watching them anyway. I mean,
No.
it's kind of what it is. They're always a little bit of a slow burn.
Yeah.
And it's funny just to see how everyone like kind of like inhabited their archetype.
Yeah.
Where you have Kate Blanchett as the femme fatale, and the wife is the normal, just basic.
She was
Basic
best
bitch.
character.
She was
great.
best character.
Everyone else is just fucking garbage people.
Yep.
I don't know. It said I had issues like just with most of the characters in that middle half. Like none of it seemed interesting. None of it like pulled me. Even like the guy that was like, "Oh, I'm spending $10,000 per visit so I can talk to my wife,"
Yeah.
and I'm just like, okay, what is this important for? What am I getting out of this part? Like, I thought it was fine when he was doing the stage act and he became a dick basically because he was there for the money.
Yeah.
Or he had the, what's it called? He felt like he could see the future and he became like what the magician said in the middle or in the beginning.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, this makes sense, but it just felt like it just took me not even turns. It was like a straight road that I could see the ending for, and I was just like, come on, let's move forward.
I mean, it's like so they're trying to go through the motions that the beginning sets up.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Because he goes through the motions of what his dad was.
Yes.
And they just kind of, he's going through the same shit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that, and also like the warnings from the beginning, like, oh, you should never do spook shows with this because it'll lead to whatever's, and it's like trying to meander through those motions, to be able to hit that end point where it all kind of collapses because he did exactly the thing they told him not to do.
Yeah.
and it's kind of what that middle section is just trying to go through those areas.
I just felt it's one of those issues in my mind. It's like a double movie again, where they redid the same thing twice, even though it's not really. 'Cause the first half is the warning.
Yeah.
The second half is the doing. And then the third half is
The consequences. Yeah.
But I said the middle half just to me, because I think it was like an hour 15 of probably the movie.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And it felt like I was behind the old lady going fucking 10 miles under the speed limit on the highway. And you're like, you move a little bit faster.
I think what's funny to me, too, is when I read, I think most criticisms of this film feel like the beginning should be shorter.
I feel like the beginning should be the whole movie.
But I don't know. It's weird. But the thing is, like, the main point of the film, though, is that latter half.
Yes.
Which is weird because that was the main part of the novel and everything, too. The beginning was just the setup for that.
I just felt like I had so much fun in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you met all these characters. You met him deceiving people. You met him going through X.
Yeah.
Where the later half, if the later half was its own movie, I think it would have been fine. But when you had such a good beginning and such a slower, like it went fast to slow to fast.
Yeah, and I mean that was just. I think that's just the way it's set up in the original anyway. The only thing in the original, I feel like the carnival part of the beginning is so much shorter.
Yeah, that probably would have.
So you spend most of your time in that latter half.
Yeah,
because that's technically the important half. That's the half where
that's where the shit goes down.
All the shit happens.
I guess if you did shrink the front half, maybe the middle half wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, it might not be as bad.
Well, because if you flesh out the middle, it's more interesting rather than.
I don't even
it
think
was paced okay. It was just parts where you're just like, I really don't care.
Yeah.
Ish.
I think the problem this film has, I think it's more of a problem with character and how much it's how much you care about the protagonist, right? Because you can watch scumbag protagonists, and you can love what they do. Like, if you're on board with everything they're doing. And I don't know if this film fully does that.
I didn't feel like any of the characters in the middle half I cared for.
Yeah.
Like, the blonde chick, I was like, who's she? Why do I really care for her? Like, it was obviously what was going to happen to him.
Therapist?
Yeah.
She was huge.
Yeah, but kind of.
I mean, when she's introduced, you understand what her point in the story is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the foil. The femme fatale foil is what she is supposed to inhabit. And she is supposed to be this big character because of this. Yeah. This is going to be the brick wall the protagonist hits against.
Yep.
And what's going to make him crash and burn. Because that's normally how that type of character works.
No, I know who she was.
Yeah.
I understood what she was for, but I don't know. She just didn't feel like... She wasn't in it as much as you would think either. Because she was in the beginning where he first wraps her in it. Mm-hmm. And then you see her just
periodically.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like they forced that love story in the story. And I'm just kind of like...
Because every time she came up to me, I'm just like, why is she here again? Yeah. Like, why do I need to see her for the fourth time?
Yeah,
or the fifth time?
It didn't make me care about their relationship.
No.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it... Because the thing is, it's like the relationship is weird, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, even going into it, the only reason... she is in it as much as it is. It's his obsessive nature over it, more than hers.
Oh yeah.
As far as she's concerned, I mean, this is a quick buck that she can make because she's good at manipulating people. I mean, that's her job, right? Yeah. So I mean, it's just his obsession with it, which makes it more why she's there as often as she is. Because it's not like she wants in on whatever he's doing. I mean, he's actively pursuing this, and she's just kind of like, sure, I'll throw you a bone and.
She's like, here's this, you give me some money.
Yeah, I can get something out of it, you know? But because the thing is, she never asks him for the money. He's the one who offers.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, I can take advantage of this later, basically, right? And that's the thing. I mean, she's a very passive character until the end.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why it doesn't seem as important because it's not like she really does much.
Well, I understood that one. The one I didn't feel it was important was the one with his wife.
Oh, that one. Okay.
That one, I was just kind of like, okay, you met her in the carnival, and now you're just gonna like, oh yeah, I love her. We're gonna run away together and start our own shit. And I'm like, okay, cool. And it's kind of it just fell apart.
Yeah, but then she wasn't there enough. She just meandered.
That's the one I minded.
Oh, that's
the blonde girl. I was just like, I understand. Yeah, like, this is fine.
I get it. I get the reason why it's this way.
Yeah,
I just hate that it kept coming back constantly it felt like spinning wheels.
A little bit.
Because you came back like 4 or 5 times to have a similar conversation every time.
Yeah.
Because it's him being like, oh, I need information. No, here's information, money. I need information. No, here's information, money.
That only happens like a couple times, though.
A couple too many.
That only happens, I think, like twice.
Yeah. It's the first time, and then after
other guy.
After he gets the gig or whatever, he's like, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
Yep. With the crazy guy.
Yeah. I don't know if he's crazy. He's just depressed as fuck.
I don't know, man. The guy's a psychopath.
This dude could have planned his last shebang a lot better.
Oh, of course
he did. He's totally gonna close his eyes at the end. Like, you stupid bitch.
Close your eyes.
Run away.
Go.
I don't think he realized how obsessive the other person was. Especially,
it was quite obvious.
No. Yes,
fucking dude's like, I need to see her, otherwise
I'm gonna throw you thousands of dollars for you to do this for me. Like,
because $10,000 back then probably like
$1 million.
I was thinking about 100,000 or more per.
I think it's more just like the idea of how much confidence this character has. The idea is I can make this person do exactly what I want them to do.
Yeah.
Dude, I was getting puckered when he's getting like the polygraph. I was like, oh shit, dude. And then he got away with it.
He pulls a great debate.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I was like, wow, he did it. Okay.
I was surprised on that scene. I'm like, yeah, pretty good, dude.
He believes his own bullshit.
Well, kind of.
Well, no, because he spoke truth.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, right? He all he did is he took advantage of the situation to tell the truth he knew, so they wouldn't keep asking him questions. And that truth would just be so jarring that everyone would totally forget that the first 2 questions were lies.
Yeah.
I remember you could hear him in the background like, how did he know that?
Yeah.
I thought you calibrated this shit. Like, I don't know, man. How did he know that?
Yeah.
Magic.
Dude. Mentalism. Fucking magic.
Black magic voodoo.
Black magic fuckery, my man.
Great subreddit, kid. Subscribe.
But I mean, and that's just like the way that works. I love how the attendant, like the assistant, she's like, I fucking hate you.
Oh,
it's like you're a scumbag.
Like, I know you're bullshitting, but
fuck, man.
It's so good. I also felt like the weird assistant or the bodyguard to the guy felt like a weird shoe-in. Like, I don't think they had enough. He's like, he means a lot to me. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it doesn't...
like, you're like, cool.
Because I don't think it's necessarily important.
No.
He's just there. He's just there to be...
Yeah.
I mean, it's what he is. He's a bodyguard.
he got fucked, though.
No, they all got fucked.
Yeah, he did.
But I just felt like it was an unneeded line.
Well, I mean, it's more just like, I think it's more to set across the idea, like, if you try something, I will kill you, basically. It's just...
Which he did try.
Which he tried.
Which is the obvious thing for a bodyguard.
Yeah.
It's like saying, oh, I have a gun, I may shoot you. It's like, oh, okay.
See,
Cool.
but there's some bodyguards that don't care.
I
Like,
feel
this is my
like...
job, but like
I feel like that... This is more like, instead of like the logistics of what a person would actually say, I feel like that scene just... It's an emphasis of everything is going to go wrong. That is what that scene's purpose is. It's not what he says.
Yeah. It's more of another loading gun that we all have.
Yeah, exactly. It's not about what he's saying. It's not about who he is. The only reason that scene exists is basically to tell the audience everything is going to go wrong.
Yeah. But I think we had enough of those flaming guns in the whole movie. We don't need we had an armory by the time we saw the end of the movie. Like, we knew this was happening.
They're all going off.
That scene
It's like that explosion in that one country, the armament.
Oh shit!
Never forget that.
It's like that scene with the old lady. She's like, you know how he told us we could meet him again, and then fucking kills her husband. I was like, bro.
I was like, with the smile and everything. I was, oh fuck.
It's like, that's fucked. And I'm
Kill
like,
her so
okay.
like shoot her in the eye. Beach what?
Well, you probably won't feel it.
I think Guillermo. that Guillermo's just a fan of shooting people in the face.
Yeah. I think he just likes fucked up faces, is what I've learned from all his movies. Because we might as well just like the spoiling. It's there's like no real blood, no gore. You know, even because I think the scene.
I don't know, man. The last scene where the dude has no nose.
No, that's what I was gonna say. There's nothing up until that moment, and when they showed that guy's face, I was like, "What the fuck?" Dude?
I feel like because
shock and a half.
I feel like Guillermo is one of those. He uses violence very sparingly,
Yeah.
and when he does it, he fucking cranks that dial.
I'm gonna make it worth it.
Yeah, because I mean,
like,
that's always the thing when you watch, like, for instance, you take Pan's Labyrinth, right?
Yeah.
You have the scene where he's like beating the dude's face in with the bottle, and you're like, what the fuck? Or when he gets shot, or when she slices him, and the freaking, like, you can see everything. Yeah, it's like he does this in a lot of films.
Yeah,
I think Shape of Water has something similar happen in it as well. I don't fully remember. It's
remember.
near the end of the movie, but like that's what he does. He just has these films. He'll imply violence, never show it, but then when he really wants to, like, fuck with you, he shows everything.
Like the car crash scene, the ear blowing off. I was like, "Fuck, man!"
Yeah.
Like, it's real and like disgusting.
I was hoping he would kill that one bitch.
I thought so too. I thought that was a big flaw. Like, I thought something had to happen there, and it felt like it didn't.
I mean, I didn't think he was going to. I mean,
I didn't think he was going
and the reason
to.
and the reason I definitely don't is her whole story with the scar.
Yeah.
She's like, she's gonna live this.
Yeah.
I'm like, though that scene is very simple. He's gonna try to kill her, and she's gonna live.
No,
I
saw it coming.
Yeah.
But
I fucking hated the security help.
man, I don't know. I just didn't like that part.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay.
I'm like, fuck this bitch, fuck her up, and then he
kill her, do something, and then he just runs away.
It's interesting because you think about the original film as well. There's no struggle there.
Oh yeah.
He takes the money and leaves,
Yeah.
and then he gives the money to his wife, and she leaves with it. That's how the original goes.
That probably would have been better.
Yeah.
And then she still ended up on the fucking carnival.
Uh-huh. It was only $150. I mean, at that time period, it's more, but it's still not.
It's not enough to survive.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's a little different. Like, there is no struggle there.
I think
at that point in the original
maybe
film.
if he just walked away.
Yeah, she just kind of is like, yo, you got nothing.
Because at that point, when I was watching it, I thought he was just going to go out right there. He's just going to take her with him, basically. And say, fuck it, GG.
He tried.
Kinda. He didn't go full out. I would have went full out. Like, if I was him, you just go full out. If you know you're going to die anyway, or what are you going to do? Go back to the carnival like he does?
I
I'd have been
guess.
like, fuck it, GG.
I mean,
shoot me, shoot her, here we go.
It's weird to me. I mean, this is the weird logistical idea. I mean, obviously, the story's trying to tell whatever. It's an old fable or whatever, right? And I'm like, with his skills, right? Even in this time period, we're going almost, it's probably about to go into, the late post-World War II era U.S.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have become a salesman and made a royal fuck ton of money.
Dude, he could have done so much shit.
Yeah.
He was just good.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, you think about it, right? It's trying to tell a story and whatever's, and it's an old 1950s morality tale, that it's trying to go through.
what happened to the radio?
They just sold it.
Yeah.
He sold it?
Yeah. So he sold in the beginning to the carnival.
Yeah, he
and
sold
the
it to Willem
carnival
Dafoe.
went under
Gotcha.
because he basically took 2 big acts away.
Uh-huh.
And then the carnival sold the radio and what's his name?
Enoch.
Enoch. The baby was fucking creepy.
I was like,
Dude.
that's
All that stuff, dude. The fucking cause the design for this carnival is fucking top
That's why
tier.
I said if this whole movie, I would like just a movie of the beginning.
Yeah.
Like of maybe him just going through life as a carny. I thought that would
Like
be
the
fun.
design of that carnival,
That's why I said
genius.
I don't think it would
Genius.
be as clean and black and white because some of those colors that they do on like the devil's face.
Oh, that devil's face
Oh
scene
my
was
god! When he was running to
clean,
find
dude.
the freak, I'm like, this is so good in color. Like black and white, I don't think would hit just as hard.
Beat the fuck out of that geek, dude.
You did.
Yeah, he did. He beat the fuck out of a lot of people.
Yeah.
Only the geek. That's what I'm talking about.
He beat the fuck out of a lot of people. guy had a good right arm.
Dude, how hard do you have to punch somebody to just break their nose off clean?
I forgot the scene right after when he's fucking pulling.
He's
out
pulling the
tooth
teeth?
out. Oh,
With his broken knuckles,
Yeah.
basically.
Those are not too bad. They teach you in that martial arts. If you punch here and you break it in, it goes to your brain.
What?
It's if you go up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
fun.
why you're not supposed to freaking uppercut people's
It's a big
faces.
flaw in your human body.
Because these bones are pretty brittle right here, and they can jab.
Because
Just
this
jab it
cartilage is stronger than here, so it'll go through.
You just fucking die.
Yeah, it's like a bullet, basically.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Your nose is a bullet for your brain.
Just self-destruct.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. But
Fuck.
yeah, when I saw him, like, that guy's dead. He's definitely dead.
He's dead as fuck. And he runs over the other guy.
Dude, that was brutal. I was like, oh, God. Like, when he limps and everything. But he could have gotten away with the murder, too. Definitely at that time period.
The wife fucked it.
You
I think-
all
I
you do
think
is change your name, move to another state.
That's what
and
I'm
you're
saying.
good.
I think it was just it's the greediness, right? Or his pride, right? It's the
think it was
pride.
his
It's the pride.
pride, yeah.
It's the pride of I am this unstoppable, all-knowing, all-seeing force, and I've just been duped by my own game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I feel
basically.
like,
He done goofed.
yeah,
He done goofed.
he just shouldn't have gone to the carnival. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Or even say, well, I guess he did say he's
Well,
act, but and they said,
Yeah, I don't
fuck
know.
you.
It's weird because, like I said, the movie goes out of its way to be like, oh, he after this he becomes he becomes the alcoholic. There's
He
all.
becomes like his dad.
Yeah, that's basically what it becomes, and then he ends up at the carnival just to tie back to what Willem Dafoe says
I
in
know
the
they
beginning.
changed that. You know that last sentence where he was like,
I was born for it.
Yeah, and the I think the 40th verse is like, I was made for it.
Yeah, I was
Something
made
like that.
for it. Yeah.
Great ending. I thought though. I was like, oh, this is a good tie up to what it should.
I love when like you see the little things that the other guy said, and I love his facial expression when he realizes what's going on, and he's just like, fuck. Because the whole morality of the whole film, I mean, the original does this as well, right? Is him talking to Willem Dafoe's character, right? In both, and just being and looking at the geek and being like, what drives a man to be that? Yeah. And that's supposed to be the driving force of the entire film.
I agree with that.
Because I don't really remember. I don't think it really says anything about his dad in the original. No, I don't think that's I don't think that's like a thing really.
On this one, it was more like a character study, I guess, or like this is what he's not trying not to be, and then he ended up being what he didn't want to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's the idea of like you're supposed to semi understand his motivations for the things he does.
I can see that.
I hate you, Dad. I always hated you.
Yeah.
Becomes his dad.
Yep.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. I'm you now.
Oh no.
Because I think for me the last straw was when, because the wash was very valuable to his dad, right? And at the end of the movie, he's just like, fucking give me booze, bitch.
Give me booze, bitch.
I was very surprised when he gave that up.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Okay. He's gone. He's done. He's just a done for character.
And I love too when you see, and it's like after he sees like the freaking what's it called, the article about the other chick doing really well.
Yeah. Damn, tilting.
But fuck, man. Like I enjoyed parts of this film. I don't
enjoyed
know
a lot of this film, but
as a whole, I mean, like I said, it's not like it's not up there.
Yeah.
It's not his best.
Yeah, it's not. I mean,
it is really good.
I do like it. I like it more than Crimson Peak.
Oh yeah.
Which I still think is probably the bottom.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
Of his. I
was gonna say Mama, but like he just produced it.
No, yeah, because his produced films, I mean, they're I feel a lot of them are not great.
Films are not
I do like The Orphanage.
Garbage. Oh.
El Orfanato.
It's an older one though.
Yeah, that one's good though. I do like that one.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, you would like that one. Back when I actually watched horror films. Mama was okay. I mean, the design of Don't Be Afraid of the Dark is great, but the movie itself is just okay.
The movie's fucking garbage.
Yeah.
I put this like mid tier.
Yeah, it's about mid tier.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think in my head of like his films and what I would put like below this. I mean, Mimic's easy to put at the very bottom because it's the worst one.
I'm gonna look up his films real quick and I'll tell you.
I do like Kronos more than this movie.
I love Kronos way more than this movie.
I like, obviously, The Devil's Backbone is above this movie. Yeah. Pan's Labyrinth's above this movie.
Wait, what?
What about Hellboy 2?
I like 2 more than I like 1.
Yeah. Same.
And Hellboy 2 is probably one of my favorite films.
He made Antlers?
Yeah.
No, he produced it.
Oh.
He produced Antlers, which is why the creature looks the way it does. It's because he did that.
Did you like Don't Be Afraid of the Dark?
I like the design, his atmosphere of it.
I like the end.
The freaking.
Let me break your legs. Oh, dude.
It's the only time that. And this is the thing is, he does like stuff like that you just see like, huh?
He did Blade 2.
He did Blade 2.
Oh,
yeah. That's why Ron Perlman's in it too.
No. He's in almost all his.
He's in all his movies.
This is one of those friends you're like, I'm doing a movie, okay.
I think I'm trying to think which movies he's not, because he's not in The Devil's Backbone.
No.
And he's not in. No, he's in Kronos. He's not in Pan's Labyrinth.
No.
Okay, but he's in Pacific Rim. Is he in Shape of Water?
No.
No. Okay, he's not in that one either. I mean,
he's not in any of the ones that don't need like a big burly dude. He just plays.
Still best Hellboy.
Man.
Ron Perlman's best Hellboy.
Dude, we can disagree.
Did you hear how?
What?
How he
what?
Was like,
you want to fucking go?
Did you hear how he wanted to?
Still wants to do Hellboy 3.
Hellboy 3. Dude, he's so old.
He's been wanting to do Hellboy 3 forever.
You see, he had issues on set with his knee. Remember, he talks about it in the film. He's like, switch out spots, my knee. I'm like, they didn't cut that crazy.
I think they just kind of you just take his face, and they Photoshop it in someone else's body.
No, you just need his voice.
Yeah,
that's all. Because I feel like that's what makes.
He's got that
Perlman
deep voice,
and it's like
nice.
it's not just like the timbre of his voice, because the deepness is great. It's like it's the way he speaks. Like there's like that certain like that probably New York Eastern kind of accent and lilt he has to it with that depth.
Yeah,
and his mannerisms, I feel is what makes Ron Perlman what he is.
I can see that.
He's a very good.
Because I mean the face is the face, right? He even says he has the caveman face, and he's perfect.
He does have the caveman.
I mean, he's in a caveman movie.
I think his best role by far is still Scorpion King 3.
I thought you were gonna see the Don't Look Up secret, like surprise Ron Perlman.
When he jumped down, I'm like, what? Where'd he come from?
Ron Perlman.
I changed my answer.
No, I love that Punisher short. The Thomas Jane. He's in that one as well. The Adi Shankar one.
Yep. Oh, you don't love him in the one movie where he hunts witches with Nicolas Cage?
Is that season? No, it's not Season of the Witch, right?
No.
Or is it Season of the Witch?
It might. No, there's another one that's similar to it.
Yeah.
Look like Ron Perlman, Nicolas Cage.
It's not The Wicker Man. No, it's not The Wicker Man.
I can't fucking spell for shit.
You can't spell. You want to?
But yeah.
Want to go?
But it is in this one, and it's funny because he has this like. Oh yeah, you guys remember seeing Bradley Cooper's dick?
Yeah.
What?
I was very surprised.
I was just like, okay.
It is Season of the Witch.
Oh, is it?
That was right.
Yeah.
That was right.
I don't remember seeing his dick.
You know,
No.
when he's in the tub,
Yeah. It was like,
and she goes to reach down, is there?
it may not actually be his dick, but it was definitely.
I don't remember.
There is a dick there.
He's like sitting in the tub, and then like for some reason the camera like slightly pans over, down, and up. It was like a weird.
Oh, it just pans over. Because it pans over.
I think it tilts.
Oh, because her hand goes down.
Because it follows her hand a little bit, and you're like, I didn't need that tilt. Because it pans over, and we would have been fine.
Bradley Cooper dick.
It's good as
I figued you'd point it out. I'm just like, this is the kind of thing Bob probably wants. Like,
I forgot about it. I didn't forget about it.
No, I even realized.
It's your favorite scene.
Damn, miss fucking Brad Cooper's dick.
Yeah. To watch it again. Just that scene.
Just that scene.
just that scene.
But what do we have for rankings, I guess, or scores? I think it's streamable. Like, if we just want to say that.
I'll watch it.
I'd watch it. I'd watch it.
Scores?
So it was an 8, and now it's a 7.5.
Okay.
I guess in the grand scheme of what I think of Guillermo's stuff, because I'm trying to think of other things I rated the same, and it's above that.
Oh my
Because I was going to say 7, but I'm like, nah. We'll still stick with
Rate it
8.
as the movie, not as like what you rated other shit as. Because other shit that needs to be pushed down.
Shove it all down to the bottom.
You lowered their scores.
I lowered that. Okay, I'll say an 8.
You think an 8?
Yeah.
Okay, I got my spicy take.
Okay.
7. 7.5.
That's not
It wasn't.
I mean, this is a movie. I don't know. I watched it. I mean, I love to stew in the atmosphere of his films. It's just this is what I love.
Does it deserve the Oscar baits?
No.
I don't
Or
quite.
titles or whatever?
I think, if
Nominations?
anything, for set design.
Yeah.
I don't think anything else in this was mind-blowing.
Because I don't think any of the acting was anything crazy.
I've seen better
I
acting
mean,
in those movies.
I mean, the music's the music. The music's from that time period.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
nothing
anything
crazy.
standout.
So
I think it's par for the course for what that film should be.
So Leonardo DiCaprio made it better.
I don't know.
No.
Because because the problem then, like when you look at it, because I don't think the script would change. I mean, there may be things that he could have added as the actor, and worked that out.
Just ad-lib.
But from what I understand of how Guillermo's movies do, there's usually not a lot of that.
I also feel like
yes and no. I guess.
I feel like his face is not as noir-y.
As Bradley Cooper's,
I think he had the perfect build.
He did.
Bradley Cooper does have like the strong jawline
Dude,
and
he
stuff.
looked so clean when he was doing his acts or
Yeah.
whatever in the section, like middle of the movie. I was like, bro,
With
this
the
outfit right here, the
bandanas,
bandana,
yeah.
is clean.
Also, like I love like the eye imagery everywhere,
Oh yeah.
just everywhere, and I'm just like, this is nice.
I also like the mirror imagery that they do because they have like the 2 copies or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, smart. Okay, I see you, Guillermo. I see you.
And I mean that's always been Guillermo's strong point. I mean the man can create atmosphere for whatever he creates, and he's an expert at it.
Who's the director of photography?
This is one of his first times not using
The usual.
I think Francisco Navarro is
Yeah,
normally
it's a different one.
is a different one.
I think he's doing his own stuff right now. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because this is like the first film in like ever. Because I think he's always done his films with Francisco Navarro. I think it's Navarro. Or is that a composer?
Dan Lostson?
Oh, but that's the cinematographer on this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He sounds familiar. Click his name. See if it shows what he's done.
What he's done. This is also one of those Guillermo movies that doesn't have Doug Jones in it.
Who? Doug Jones.
You don't know who Doug Jones is?
No.
No?
No.
He's-
Maybe show me a picture. I'm like, oh, it's this guy.
Well, you almost never see his face in a movie.
Oh.
He's always there like Doug Jones is famous for being he's a monster actor.
Ship of Water. Crimson Peak.
Ooh, he did
John Wick 2.
John Wick 2.
Doug Jones is in Hocus Pocus.
John Wick 3. Mimic. He's been his but he's been his
It's like his American
Yeah.
the American DP.
Yeah. I thought the shots were beautiful.
It was great.
Yeah, so in my opinion, I don't think this has any other Oscar nominations. It said shots and set design.
Yeah.
But I almost put some of those as one and the same.
That's part. I mean, a little bit.
Yeah.
Because the way things are framed and the way the camera moves, I like the old timey transitions were always interesting to me, like the fade out ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, okay, I get the feel of this.
I can see that.
I'm gonna try to grow a fucking Bradley Cooper's
The
mustache.
only other thing I always
do
found was interesting. I don't know if it for some reason it would like pull me out of the scene a little bit. It was always like the World War II references every so often. And I mean, I understand that's how people would speak at the time and think about it. It's for some reason, it's like, I don't know why it felt so jarring every time I heard one. Like when Willem Dafoe's like, oh, that Charlie Chaplin character, just invaded Poland.
Yeah, I can see that.
Or they're referencing to World War II when he meets Kate Blanchett and stuff. And I don't know why, because it makes sense. I mean, the movie takes place in 1941 in the later parts.
Yeah.
It starts in 1939. And but for some reason, I was just, instead of being like, yeah, history reference, for some reason, I'm just like, it's just jarring.
Yeah.
It's just like, why?
What?
You just have to make sure you know what the year is.
Well, because that's the thing. I mean, I think the reason why I feel this way, it's more like because of the types of stories noir likes telling are supposed to be kind of timeless.
Yeah.
Because they are. It's like like I said, it's the traditional tragedy.
Yeah.
I always feel like even if like the designs date it, it feels off to me when the characters actually date it. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
It's just weird. It lacks some of that like timelessness a little bit. But even though, I mean, obviously the design and everything else kind of pigeonholes it in that area anyway.
No, I just thought
I
it
don't
was
know.
like
It loses like the fantastical about it, I think I should say.
it sets it in this world.
Yeah.
Where normally noir could be.
It is, but it
doesn't set it in the world
Yeah.
though, because you could say it's somewhere else or some other bullshit.
Or well, it's more just like this is New York, but this doesn't necessarily. It's not necessarily like the New York
we all exactly know.
Yeah,
from
exactly.
history.
Yeah.
I want to read the book now, just to see.
Noir books are interesting.
Oh,
Some of them are
they hard read?
No, they're just dated. Does that make sense?
A little.
I mean, they're fine. I mean, it just it depends when you go into them, right? What you're looking for and everything. But obviously, it's from a different time period. So,
That makes sense.
You know another book I want to read?
Book, sure.
The House of Gucci.
It's a book.
I saw it at Costco. I was like, bro, it's a book.
I mean, that's not surprising.
Might be a better book than it was a movie.
I like the movie.
I hated the
I
movie.
hated the movie. I hated Jared Leto because he just fucking sounded like Mario.
Dude, I forgot Jared Leto was in it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Surprise Jared Leto.
I actually really hated
He just sounded like this
Yeah, he
the whole movie. I'm like, bro, stop.
Maybe he should have been cast as Mario instead of
He would have been
Chris
like a
Pratt.
better Chris Pratt or better Mario than Chris Pratt easily.
Yeah, that's all I heard. I'm like, dude, he sounds like Mario. He sounds like
It's me.
Yeah, he's like a shitty Italian accent.
The issue I had with that movie was it's just so awkward throughout the whole fucking film.
You think so?
Fuck, dude, Adam Driver, fucking his.
But I feel-
like, makes,
It's fantastic.
yeah, but the character's so awkward.
Oh yeah.
He was just like, I can't talk.
I feel like that's kind of like Adam Driver's thing to a certain
Oh yeah.
degree.
Well, Yes, but this is like a different awkward than he normally does.
Oh, okay.
Because his normal awkward, is like it's the character that is.
It's like dry. It's like dry and monotone.
That's not the issue. The issue is the guy Gucci had no balls. He's like, he talks to her. He's like, I'll make you.
He was very
like, oh my god, just do something.
Yeah, he wasn't very sure about what he wanted or whatever. And it was his wife just running the whole.
That makes Lady Gaga's character.
She was amazing.
I think the acting was amazing. It's just the characters were so awkward, and I didn't like pretty much anyone in this movie. Except for Mario. I thought he was fun.
It's a me.
It's a me.
Jared Leto.
No, I like Lady Gaga's character.
I thought her character was
Well,
fine.
yeah.
She was very bitchy, but,
Yeah, but she got shit done, though.
Yeah.
She got shit
No,
done.
I agree with that. She almost went backwards, though, I think.
Oh.
Because
She ended up in jail.
yeah, but I think the issue with what she was doing was almost basic. She all she did was put him in power. That's all she did.
Well, he was the one with the name.
But the other ones had the name. They were all Gucci's.
No, but they were the shitty Gucci's. He was Maurizio Gucci.
Some would argue those were the better Gucci's. Because the uncle,
Maybe she wants the puppet.
she wanted the money.
She wanted the money.
That's all she was there
Oh.
I
for.
mean, that's what the dad warned him, and he's
Yeah.
like, nah, she loves
She was like
me.
a poor,
Oh,
She
okay.
wasn't poor.
well, she was
She was like middle class.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
working like a little higher than middle
Yeah, yeah.
class.
Yeah.
But
But I think it was, it's like the whole Macbeth type of story where someone tells you like, hey, you're going to inherit a lot of money or whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to be successful. And she's
Yeah.
like, I'm going to make it happen.
So this is Macbeth.
Fuck your family. Pretty much. She's like Lady Macbeth.
Shittier
He
Macbeth.
tells Maurizio Gucci.
I like Macbeth. Didn't like this movie.
You're Macbeth.
Because she's not like, hey, kill your family, but he's like, hey,
Kill everybody else.
rat them out.
Oh.
They're doing fraud. Hey,
Wait.
forge the signature. Okay, I'll do it.
I don't know. Like, I don't understand what her, besides the money motivation, like, obviously she knew he wasn't going to be a good, like, lead. So I don't understand what her motivation was towards the end there.
To kill him?
Pretty much.
She was bitter because they got divorced.
Yeah.
And he cheated on her.
Yeah, but I said the other motivation, so she wanted to run the company,
Yeah.
but she had no fashion ideas. She knew her husband wasn't going to have fashion ideas. She knew
she just wanted to be successful.
Yeah.
all she was
They
going to do
just
was,
wanted the
She
money.
just
Yeah.
wanted money.
but she was running the company into the ground. That's what she did. She literally did that.
She did not.
Yes, she did. What would she have done to make that better?
This is where they fucked up.
Maybe not
No.
maybe not have Adam Driver as
No,
the
no,
head.
no.
That would have been good.
What went wrong is that they committed so much financial fraud because all the when the dad died,
Yeah.
and they're like, hey, this is not signed,
Yeah.
so you can't inherit the company
Of
or
course,
whatever.
yeah. You have to pay
She's
like so much money.
Hey, you should forge it.
I thought
and
that was
the only
fine.
dude that knew was the fucking
The other
lawyer,
dude, yeah.
shitty lawyer. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking just sideswipe this fucking family, which
Yeah.
he did. But yeah, they
It's
just a bunch of financial shit
Yeah. But even if there wasn't financial problems,
because it was
like
already
that,
a big company at the time.
Yeah.
of course it is. It
And
was
then
fucking
after,
Gucci.
after the actual Gucci family got kicked out, then it became a super
Big corporation.
big corporation.
Like it is now.
Like it is now, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I said I just her motivation.
I don't know what it is about like all these like famous fashion companies, but all their histories, man, are so like fucking cracked.
They do like the Versace show on Netflix. Crazy.
Is it?
Think about like
Yeah.
Versace, Coco Chanel. Her whole instance, she was like she worked for Nazi Germany and shit and all this. You're like, fuck.
Wasn't she the one that wanted to kill fucking Hitler? Like,
I don't know. I don't know if they ever mentioned because I mean,
Because I think she was the one that was like designing clothes so she could try to get close to Hitler to shoot
I don't know.
him. I know there's one of them.
I know, I know
Yeah.
she routed out like a lot of.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
bad. There's a lot of death tied to her name. And then you think about like Hugo Boss's involvement as well. I mean, he helped design like the SS uniforms and stuff like that.
The top tier uniforms.
They are. I mean, best
Best
uniform ever created. Even though it's tied to the most horrible group. One of those
it's
horrible
like- it's
groups
like
the
when
world
you-
has ever seen.
Disassociate the group
Well-
with the art.
Well, it's like I don't know. Okay, this is the thing. Like every time you watch like a film, right, or you watch
Sure.
like a show, Why do the villains always have the best?
I don't know. Every time I see it, I'm like, I hope the villains win because then we can get dope fashion.
The villains always have the dope shit.
You tell me the pointy hats weren't cool in World War One?
Which ones?
Wait, pointy hats?
Yeah.
Oh, the
jerk
freaking
that-
the helmet with the spike.
Oh, with the spike? Yeah,
It
it
was
was dope,
dope.
man.
It's just like
You
I
had
mean,
a
that's not what
weapon
it's
at
there
the-
for, but
No, that's what it was for.
that's what it's for.
Yeah.
What else?
I mean that design is the reason we have the freaking Zaku's and Gundam. They have like the spike and like the helmet and stuff. Yeah.
Ah man, fashion is weird.
Yeah. What would you rate Gucci, I guess? I don't really have much to talk about this film.
It was okay. I really liked it. 7.
Okay. So because 2 of his movies came out in the same year, right?
Gucci's better than the last duel.
Okay, that's your
me-
thought.
to
man, I didn't even think
Because
about
Ridley
it.
Scott did both of these films, and they both released last year.
I enjoyed House of Gucci way more than
They both have Adam Driver.
they both have. Adam Driver's way better in this movie
Then in the other one?
than the other one.
Yes.
Yeah, he also looks way cool.
Do you know what I gave last film? Because I'm
I thought we
pushing Gucci.
I thought we said it pretty low.
Okay.
You pushed it pretty low.
Because I'm thinking Gucci in my mind was like a 5.5.
So it's just
maybe.
slightly
Watch
better.
Last Duel be 6.
Last Duel to me at least had the dope fight scenes.
Yeah,
The dope duel. This
Uh-huh.
This one
had
only
a
had.
good assassination. I guess.
So
It wasn't even that good.
so like the
he's like Maurizio Gucci. Yeah. Bam bam.
or in slow motion.
In slow motion. He fucking missed.
I feel like this movie wanted to be almost like that Coppola or like Scorsese
Yeah.
levels of like gangster film,
Yeah.
but probably didn't quite make it there.
I almost had more issues with the second wife. Like she felt like she was not
Yeah.
needed almost. Like I know it obviously was in history,
Yeah.
but I said this movie was already like 2 hours and
It's
like
pretty long too.
2:39 or something.
That's like I told him. I don't think you can point a Ridley Scott movie that's sub 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's like a biopic.
I
Yeah.
think that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just for I guess what was going on. I just didn't care as much. It was just so hard to go through the awkwardness of his character and then the bitchiness of every other fucking character. I think the only character I didn't like him, but I think I liked him when he was on screen was the uncle. Just because he's just an old Italian trying to make money. Fraud, but who gives a shit?
From being fraudulent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. He
It's
went
the
to jail.
standard. Is that Sopranos level of shit,
I went
right?
to jail
Yeah.
for 1 year
For
and
1
one
year
day.
and 1 day.
I'm like, yeah, it's not bad.
You know what my favorite character was?
Okay.
The butler.
The butler.
Butler was god tier.
Which one? Oh, the one that. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
For some reason, him and the butler and the lawyer in my mind
they
look
like
exactly the same, and I'm just like, wait, which one is which?
Dude, he's like, was that the Batman dude? What's his name?
Like Alfred?
Alfred. He was like
Yeah.
Alfred. He does anything for the family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
best character.
For the
Best
family.
Boy,
pretty much.
but I won't watch this movie again or ever again.
Or ever again? This was a one and done?
Most of the movies I watch
Damn.
are one and
The
done.
Alfred were
I mean, Gucci is.
About the Gucci brand and you didn't have good costume design, that would be a disservice
It was weird
to a
seeing-
fashion-oriented film.
Dude, it was weird seeing Adam's driver with color contacts.
Yeah.
What did he has like blue eyes or
Blue
whatever?
eyes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Italian.
I think it's just interesting to see him in bright colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like the moody,
Everything he wears in every movie is always like black.
Black.
It was
Ruined
wrong with
my
black. It
life.
was wrong.
I mean, if it's him, if it's his like look,
Dude, do you think that's like that's his like requirement in one of in his contract?
I gotta wear black.
I gotta wear black.
At least
except
once.
except for this film is like I'm gonna break out of my comfort zone
So
and
he
wear
probably wore, like, a black suit at
fancy
some
Gucci.
The
Gucci.
No, when I was watching, I'm like, I know what Bob would wear in this movie, and all the Pablo designs. His designs were so fucking out there.
And they were.
I'm watching. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy putting on stage? Go away.
Then again, I don't know. You watch any like Fashion Runway now, I'm just
Oh
like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
You don't wear that in public.
No,
Dude,
you wear that in the Met Gala.
Yeah.
That's it.
I do think the ending is pretty depressing, though.
It
Like
was.
reading it, so it tells it's one of those movies tells
Yeah.
you the ending of everybody. Obviously, main character gets his fucking ass shot. The wife goes to jail forever.
29 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah, basically.
That dude
yeah.
that shot him went to jail for life.
Yeah. And then what was the other? Oh, and then the uncle the uncle died like cancer.
Cancer.
And then fucking what's his name died of poverty.
Pablo
yeah,
Gucci.
Pablo Gucci
He just
died.
became poor.
Yeah. I'm like, poor guy. He just wanted to be Mario.
Dude, so the family fucks him, right? And he drives by. He's like, "Why would you do this to me?"
When he comes out of the car, I'm like, yeah. Like, what is this
I thought we were family.
Jared Leto why?
Because everybody else had like, that Italian accent. Like, it's
Pretty
not,
fairly legit.
It's not
Yeah,
bad.
it's not bad.
It's basically like him doing a racist
Yeah.
Japanese accent or something. You're like, what the fuck, dude? What are you doing in my culture?
It's just stereotypical. Yeah, it's me.
It's me, Pablo.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Why you like this?
He's doing like the hand stuff too, and I'm like,
Dude,
oh, sitting there cringing.
To be fair, they do the hand stuff. But
What are you talking about?
Have you seen that video?
To be fair,
It's like the Italian soccer team and the final, and you see the video in the tunnel, and they're all like talking like to each other. It's so funny. Most Italian video I've ever seen.
If you don't close at least the two fingers and have the other one just going out,
Or just racing your
Oh, yeah.
hands. You're not Italian.
it's true. It's true. I feel it here.
Do you have any news for us today?
no.
Do you
Are we
have
talking about the other weird ass movie we watched, or we're just going to talk about that sometime else?
Oh, The House?
Yeah.
You want to talk about today?
We're talking about today. It was nothing long.
It scared me, dude.
The House.
I-
It's
I-
spooky.
I technically thought we should have did that one before
Before Nightmare Alley?
No, and then Gucci. I thought it'd been Nightmare Alley that one.
I
'cause
totally forgot about The House.
Well, this will be like the Nightmare Alley arc, right?
Yeah,
Starts
yeah.
out strong, goes down,
down,
and then
goes
goes
back
up again.
It's structured.
There's a structure.
Everything's perfect.
The House. Claymation. Well, stop motion movie. That's the
Definitely
better.
stop motion.
Stop motion is
It's
the better
not
idea.
claymation.
I
No.
don't know if the last two or no, the last one.
The last one I
definitely
think
not.
is.
No, because it's more puppetry. I'm gonna look
Oh,
at
yeah.
pictures.
So this house, it's an anthology,
It's an anthology.
Yes.
Like a 3-part anthology.
all in the same house.
All revolves around the same
I don't-
house and the eldritch horrors that inhabit
So I
it.
noticed it the first time through, and it even says that's the same house. I didn't fully notice it in the third one as much as I did in the second one, if that makes sense. Because the third one, like, obviously it got bigger, and it felt like it changed a little bit more. And my brain just totally forgot this was. I'm like, why is this one in here? This doesn't look like the same house. And I'm like, oh, it is. It's just, I'm stupid.
I went to bed feeling uneasy.
It's just like it's
And I
it's
only watched
disturbing.
like 3/4 of it.
Yeah, it's just
Well,
a disturbing movie.
I feel like, so you get the first act with the human family that have their eyes that are like this
Tiny.
close to their face too.
Yeah,
With like the fuzzy textures.
God,
God, dude.
I will say the fire was on point. 'Cause
the,
they did
the
it-
cotton fires.
yeah, I'm like, damn, that's too much work.
That takes some effort.
But I did feel like that one was the most
Fucked up.
scary.
Yeah, it was
'Cause
spooky as hell, dude.
I remember because I just
feel like
clicked on it.
I
and
feel
didn't
like
know
it's
it
like
was
the
mature.
traditional kind of like spooky house kind of tale.
So that one was spooky, and then the one after was just like, I'm so uneasy right now.
Yeah.
Well, I think they all three had different stories, but all meant to feel uneasy in a certain way.
Yeah.
Because the first one
What
was
did a hippie end one? Was that one like unsettling too, or not?
yes and no. So the first one's Eldritch
No.
horror, I consider.
Yeah.
Second one is just your house gets run over by like alien termites or something.
Yep. Alien bugs, dude.
Yeah,
Sentient bugs
Were
that become big and look like rats.
I like.
Oh, so they weren't rats.
I don't
I
think
don't
they were
think
meant
they
to be.
were.
I think they're meant to be like personifications of the bugs.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to kill the bugs the whole time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then they just
And if you
showed
notice,
up.
they look exactly like the bug. Especially, you didn't see the end.
I saw the
Oh,
end.
you
He
saw the end. Oh, yeah.
He
that's-
started the hippie one.
Oh,
He's
okay.
like, fuck this. Get out of here.
Because at the end, that's when they look like bugs.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah.
throughout the movie, they just kind of look like funky rats.
Well,
I guess.
so when they're introduced, they do. And then after he sees the whole fucking can scenario in the ceiling, you realize, you're like, oh, these are them.
Yeah.
The bugs are them.
Yeah. That's why they're like the last ones at the house.
And that's why the questions they ask and everything is very much like, I'm going to eat everything here because I'm a bug.
Yeah. I did like Wide Bug Boy. He's my favorite boy.
I felt so bad that the rat just became
We are very interested in the house.
vermin.
Yeah.
He became basically his natural self.
He became vermin.
Fuck, man.
And then,
I'm
so
still uneasy thinking about it.
the third one, the uneasiness, I think, is just more of
Fuck the hippies.
dealing with the people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dealing with
I
society.
don't feel like that one's as bad.
No.
I feel like, if anything, that one's like the most tame. It's very much the power of friendship.
compels me to turn my house into a boat. Yeah, I did. So when I was watching it, because I didn't know it was the weird 3-part thing. I was like, oh, this is weird. But I did love the first one. I hated the second one. And
That's why I didn't want to watch it, because like, when I see the commercial of the house, you see the rats.
I hated the rat
And
one.
that's the whole commercial. I'm like, I don't want to fucking see rats
Because
in stop motion.
Because to me, the rat one was boring. It didn't really have any like fleshed out like stuff. It was just a guy trying to sell his house, and he probably breathed in too much rat poisoning, and then he saw shit go down in his brain. That's to me what the second one is. And the third one, I felt like it was a good redemption. It made you from super uneasy to kind of calmer. It basically is like bad dream, fucked up, calm. And you just have to deal with the hippies.
Dude, I don't want to turn into a furniture.
Dude, I sat in there when they first fucking... Because I don't know if somehow we missed it or I just fucking blanked out when we were watching it the second time. When he's dressed up as the furniture and they're staring in the mirror. They're like, it looks good. And the kid's like, the fuck's wrong with you? Doesn't look good at all. And I'm like, oh, they're becoming furniture. I'm like, this is a good touch.
I think that first one, I was like trying to grapple with what it was, like what is this house, or what's the old dude? What the fuck, the old dude with the crazy the crazy hair, that can just, he has like one of those rickshaws that just appears. Like, what is he? Eldritch horror being
pretty much
that
he
just
was.
keeps changing his house.
I thought that's what the other two would incorporate.
A little bit of that.
Some of the Eldritch horror. But
Yeah.
it was just, as I said, it went from Eldritch horror to just creepy.
To just disturbing.
Fine, yeah.
Yeah.
So
To whatever.
if someone turned you to furniture, what kind of furniture would you be?
I want to be something comfy.
An ottoman.
Ooh. Okay. You want to be a chair?
Like a love seat.
Like a love seat.
Something comfy.
But then people sit on you.
Yeah,
That can or-
if I'm like him, so my face is here. There's
I mean, depending on the person, I see no negative to that.
that's true.
Person, I see no negative. I see no downsides.
Because you're an ottoman. You're into feet.
Yeah.
I didn't think I picked it because I thought it was a funny word.
I want to be a shelf.
That's what I was thinking. Oh,
Shelf?
shelf.
A bookshelf would be nice.
Fireplace.
I don't know about
That's not
bookshelf.
furniture.
I can be a bookshelf.
Bookshelf seems too heavy.
I'd
Like
enjoy
they put
being
too
a-
much shit on
I'd
you.
enjoy being a bookshelf.
You could,
Too much weight.
Especially
That's
one of those bookshelves that has like the metal bar and the ladder that goes back.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Your
I like
whole
that.
fucking room.
Too much weight.
I am the room.
You're carrying like 1,000 pounds at that point.
I don't care. I'm built for it at that point.
Are you?
30.
Are you?
I'm built different at that point.
It's made out of soft wood.
Yeah.
Soft wood.
Hardwood.
Hardwood. No.
It's like,
Just straight
Soft
walnut.
Pine.
Gross.
Mahogany.
Mahogany. Purple heart.
I was about to say. The bookshelf
that's
cost
a cool-
$2 billion
$2 billion.
to make.
I could settle for paddock. Paddock would be good too. Be like a blood red shelf.
Yeah, but I like a redwood. That's what I would be.
Yeah.
How would you rate this show?
Movie.
Movie.
I thought this
Anthology.
for what it was,
I was gonna give it a 7.
because I liked the first one and I liked the last one. The middle one brought it down a lot. It's about a 7.5.
Because I only watched the first two, I'll give it 7.5. It's like a double-edged sword because it was spooky and unsettling. It bumps it up. But it was also spooky and unsettling.
It's funny because I always feel like stop motion is such a good conduit for just unsettling imagery.
I would love.
Pinocchio would be great.
I'd love to see something done in that first setting again. I thought that one was just so good, and it fucked me up a little bit for what it was.
Because I'm thinking of like other stop motion, whatever films and stuff I've seen and everything, and I feel like it just lends itself to that really well. You take something like Coraline, for instance, right?
Yeah.
Like Coraline, I mean, is a kid's.
It's not for kids. It's just creepy as fuck.
Yeah, but it's just so disturbing.
Yeah. God, when I went to bed, I closed my eyes and all I could see were two little beady eyes and Fluff.
Fluff.
Yeah.
And then you thought it was your dog. I found out
It was Aki.
I opened my eyes. I closed them again. And I saw beady eyes and a rat.
He's gone through the whole movie in his brain.
I think it makes it worse for him too because he has like that doll phobia, and that's technically what all stop motion is. It's just moving like puppets.
Yeah, dude, there's no bueno. Gross.
At least we don't have any dolls. They're gonna wake up. You're gonna get stabbed to death.
Is this why you don't want figures in your house? Is this the whole thing? Is it
maybe just like
does it fit the same?
Psychological, dude? Yeah. I remember my sister had one of those ceramic ones.
Oh, fuck those.
Fuck those
ones.
Like
on a swing attached to the wall, dude. Every time I would come upstairs and I'm like, it's right there.
It's like my thing with dress up girlfriend when we were talking about that, how he likes those dolls. I'm like, those fucking shits are creepy as fuck.
They're gonna get up and kill me.
They get up. Some spooky Japanese goat. I'm gonna be in the Grudge or some bullshit.
At least if these get up, I'll die from a waifu. It's fine.
It'll be like the Me music video.
Okay, because every time I see those dolls, I'm just expecting it to go. I'm like, GG, dude.
GG.
I'm out.
Well,
I'm out.
It doesn't help when it's on the swing too.
Yeah, because if you had the window open, you just hear it hit the wall. I'm like, oh fuck,
it's alive.
It's over. I'm out.
One day it broke, and I'm like,
Annabelle?
thank God. No, I hate it. I have watched them, but I'm just like,
those are the movies that fuck me up the most. 'Cause I'm like, I really don't like dolls. That doesn't help.
And then my hands get extra sweaty when I watch them. I'm like, oh no.
Well, joyous.
I felt like all these movies were decent. Or I think they're all watchable.
They're all watchable. They're pretty decent.
They're a good watch.
Yeah.
At least once.
Yeah.
At least once. Yeah, those decent films.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody.
Sweet. Thank you. Thank you for listening to us ramble about all this shit that we watch.
If you want to see us ramble on YouTube, if you don't want to see us ramble, we're on Spotify and every other podcasting platform there is. And support our sticker store.
Yeah, they got stickers.
Rated on Apple Podcasts or whatever.
Oh, yeah, and Spotify, you can rate us now. 5 stars.
5 stars.
If you rate us lower than that, we'll come find you.
I don't. That's too much effort.
Maybe one day we'll do a promo code if you watch a podcast on YouTube and you buy stickers. I'll be right here.
We'll be sponsored by ourselves.
By ourselves.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching. You ever watch these movies? Have anything to say? Talk about it down below. Shit on our taste. I don't care.
Tell us if we're wrong.
Tell us if
what
we're wrong.
if it was amazing?
Tell me if this is best Guillermo's movie of all time.
It's not.
He doesn't know. He doesn't understand.
I guess I don't. But thank you everybody watching, and peace.
I want to have